Hi, this is Dr. Jacquie Hadnot, and welcome to the Exchange. We're picking up where we left off last week with what is your vision? And we're going to pick up with this part 2 for one reason only. 3 blessed viewers are going to receive scholarships just by watching and participating in these 2 shows. I'm not going to tell you what they are right now, but I'm going to tell you towards the end of the show, because we're going to give away 3 scholarships to 3 blessed viewers just for taking the time to write out your vision. What is your vision? How are you going to birth the vision? Who, what, when, where, why? And how are you going to birth the vision? We're going to pick it up today because it is time that you exchange that mediocre, lackluster, I thought I could, don't think I can attitude with I know that I can, because with God all things are possible. So it's time to birth out your dream. So get in the birthing position, because it is time to push for your destiny. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome to the Exchange. This week we're going to go back into our subject of what is your vision, because it is time to push for your destiny. And we talked about the elements that are essential to birthing out a healthy vision. And so I felt led to come back this week and break down each one of those 10 questions that I gave you, because as I said in the opening, there is a blessing waiting for 3 viewers that's going to push you into your destiny. So I'm ready to share those questions and go over them with you. If you got your pen and paper, let's get ready and let's jump right in. Okay? The first question or statement was to write out 1 or 2 paragraphs that dealt with your vision. How did you see the vision? Answering these questions: who, what, when, where, and why. So I ask you to answer those questions, address those issues, so that you could begin to see a vision for your vision. Because once you can see it on paper, you can realize, actualize what is going on. So did you write down those 1 to 2 paragraphs, maybe even more? And here's why I ask you to do that. Because it is necessary to write the vision and make it plain based on Habakkuk 2:2. Because once you see the vision on paper, it means like holding up this piece of paper. It says, okay, I see these words on the paper. I know that this is my vision. I've described it in detail, and I know what it takes to birth out that vision. For example, you see a book in your future that God told you you're going to write a book. So what are the first 2 paragraphs going to talk about? The book. The title of the book, the premise of the book, or the topic of the book, the reason for the book, how you're going to chapterize the book, how you're going to categorize if you have characters. Is it fiction or is it nonfiction? Is it a short story? Is it a full-length book? What is the purpose of this book? Who is the book going to help? Who is it going to inspire? Who is it going to encourage? Who is it going to motivate? Next, who's going to read the book? And I'm using the word the book because I write books. And there might be someone that's going to participate in this vision and submit their request for a book, to publish a book. So if you're writing a book, tell me about the book. Tell me about the reason why you're writing the book. Tell me what you hope to accomplish with the book. Tell me who you're going to reach with the book. Tell me all of these elements about your book. If it's music, what kind of music CD are you going to birth? What type of music is it? What genre? Who you're going to reach? How you're going to reach them? Do you sing? Do you need backup singers, or do you just write? Tell me in those paragraphs about your vision, because it is so important that we know about the vision so that we can help you to push for the vision. If you don't know it, we can't help you. Here's the second question we talked about. What is the goal of your vision? And I'm going to put that up on the screen because I want you to remember this one. What is the goal of your vision? Because when you see the goal of your vision, you can know what the end is going to be. What is that? What are you running with? So in other words, I've got this vision to write a book. I've got this vision to birth a music CD. I've got this vision for a television broadcast or a radio broadcast. I've got this vision to start a homeless shelter. I've got this vision to do. So tell me what the goal is. When you get to the point of opening the doors or birthing the book or whatever it is, tell me what the goal is. Because if you know what the goal is, we can help you get to the goal. We don't want to sidestep the goal or miss the vision. I want to know what your goal is so that I can help you to push for the goal. And when you write this goal out, write it out in one paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs. 2 paragraphs would be easier because now you can define it in detail. 3 paragraphs would be awesome because you're really getting into the detail. The more detailed you are, the more you can grab hold to the vision. So what is the goal of this vision? What are your objectives? Who are you going to reach? If it's, let's say you want to start a women's shelter. So you know you're going to reach women. What type of women? Is it a homeless shelter for women? A battered shelter for women? Is it an emotionally challenged shelter for women? What is it that is going to allow you to push for this destiny, push for this vision because you know what the goal is? Next, why do you believe your vision is needed in this world? Why do you think your vision is needed? Okay, so you may want to start a homeless shelter. Why do you think that's needed? Because there's so many homeless women out there. Or maybe it's a homeless shelter for men. There's so many men out there that are homeless. Maybe it's a alternative center for children. Maybe it's a prison ministry where men and women coming out of prison, you want to help them to get back into society, find a job, find a home, whatever your vision is. Don't limit God and don't limit yourself. So why do you believe this vision is going to be important to the world? Why do you think this vision is going to matter to the world? You may say, well, there's already 100 shelters out there, but there may not be a shelter like yours. You may always say there's millions of books out there, millions of books written every week, but there's not a book written by you. You may say there's tons of music CDs out there, but there's no music that has been sung by you. Because God may be ready to lift you up in this due season to do a work on this earth to bless and encourage and inspire and deliver some people from their troubles. So why do you think that this vision is going to be a blessing to the world? Write it out. 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. Make sure that you understand why it's going to be a blessing. Make sure that you have an understanding why it's needed. Make sure you understand how it's going to help someone in need. Next, what provisions are needed for your vision? What provisions do you need? You need to write it out. Now, this is very important. The provision for the vision will come when you understand what is needed to accomplish the vision. Let's say, for example, let's go back to the shelter for men and women. You're going to start that shelter for men, for women, and you know you need a building first of all. So it's time to go out and look for a building. How much is it going to cost? Are you going to rent it, lease it, or buy it? Or, here's the optimum thing, is it going to be donated to you? Do you have the necessary information to answer those 4 questions? I'm going to rent it, I'm going to lease it, I'm going to buy it, it's going to be given to me for free. Simple as that. Address that. That's a need for the vision. If it's a book, what do I have to do to publish this book? I need a computer to type it out. I need paper, pens. I need a book cover. I need a book title. I need an ISBN. I need all of these things to birth out this book. So you know you need those things and you know they're going to cost. So as you're writing them out, I need the ISBN number. It's going to cost you anywhere from, I don't know, $50 to $100, maybe less, depending on where you shop it. You need a book cover. Are you going to design it yourself or are you going to have someone design it for you? You need pictures. Don't take them with your cell phone and put them on your book. Don't do that. Get a photographer. Find a friend that's into photography and have him take some headshots of you for your book, for your promotional materials, for your one sheet, for your television promotionals, all of these things. Get some good pictures taken. You need them. Whatever it is. What provisions are needed for the vision? Question number 5. Are you willing to sacrifice for your vision? Okay. Are you willing to make a sacrifice for the vision? Or are you going to have everybody else sacrifice? Don't send associates out to look for the building for you. You need to see the vision. See, they're going to grab hold to the vision and run with you. They may say, here are some suggestions, but you go and negotiate your contract for your building or the donations for the building. You go and do whatever is needed because you are the visionary. You cannot put the baby in the hands of just anybody. This is your vision. If it needs a building, take some suggestions. Does anybody know where I can find a building? Does anyone know where I can find this or that? And then you go out and birth the vision. Again, back to the shelter. Are you willing to sacrifice the time to drive around and find a building? You know, if you're going to start a shelter, you need beds for the shelter. Or you're going to go to different stores and say, will you donate beds for us? Or will you go to grocery stores and say, will you donate whatever it is for us? Groceries, food. Go to the appliance stores. You'll need refrigerators and stoves and all of these things. Are you willing to sacrifice the time to go and find out all of the provisions for the vision so you can find out where the provisions are? You never know what doors of favor you're going to walk through until you get to the door. So are you willing to sacrifice that time? Maybe stand up an hour later at night to continue to write the vision. Are you willing to stay up late at night to continue to research the vision? Tons of things you can do on the internet. You may never have to leave the house. Just do your research and do it well because it's so important that you do. That vision needs you. Don't hand the baby off to somebody else and don't hand the baby, if you know how to do certain things, do them. Those things that you don't know, those are the things you go. If you need an accountant, get an accountant. If you need a lawyer, get a lawyer. Because God will still give you the provision for the vision. He will give you favor. When it's your due season, I'm telling you, favor will come rolling through the door like never before. Because you will find that God has put you in a place, seated in a place for people to bless you. You're being blessed right now. You're watching this broadcast. I'm giving you all of this information for free. All you have to do is take notes because it's time to birth your vision. And if you want to see it again, you can go out to ITF TV and watch it again and again, both episodes, because it's important that you birth the vision. He that reads it can run with it. You're the man or woman that's reading this vision and running with it. You're the man or woman that God is ready to set this vision in your lap as a little baby and say, come on, birth it out. Come on, move on it. Come on, walk it out. You're the one that God is ready to use. So don't hand the baby to someone else and say, oh, you can do it for me. He's ready to help and birth you out for this vision. Next question, what is the biggest hindrance to your vision? We talked about this last week. Write down the obstacles that you think that will come in your path. Obstacles such as, I don't have enough money. Obstacles such as, I don't have a building. So when you address the obstacles, now you can deal with the obstacles. So obstacle is, I don't know where to put it. Okay, ask God, what building do you want it in? Do you want it in Missouri, Kansas, California, Atlanta? Where do you want the vision to be birthed out? So when he tells you, so if the vision is going to be birthed in Kansas City, Missouri, start looking in Missouri. Don't go to Topeka. What is the hindrance? I don't have the finances. Tons of ways you can go out and get the finances. There's a website called GoFundMe. Your vision could literally be funded by people that believe like you believe and people that believe in you. Go out to GoFundMe.com and check out what the information they have. If it's a nonprofit, go out to Kickstarters.com. Well, vice versa. Go to Kickstarters if it's a for-profit. Go to GoFundMe for whatever profit it is, nonprofit, for-profit. But go out there. There are sites, Indiegogo, places that will help you to fund your vision. You just have to have all your paperwork in line. And this is money you don't have to pay back. Go out there and research. If that's a hindrance to finances, go on out there. But before you go, you invest in your vision. If it's a money thing, invest $5 a week in your vision and put it aside. When you get 100, open a savings account. When you get 500, put it in a CD. Interest bearing will help you go a long way in birthing the vision. Next, how has fear played a part in birthing or hindering your vision? You've been sitting on this vision for 20 years and you wonder why it hasn't come to pass. Fear. Anything you've been sitting on for 20 years, trust me, you've been walking in fear. So if the vision has been sitting there for 20 years, you're making excuses on why you can't do it, it's because you were probably walking in fear. Well, it's time today we're going to kill some fear. We're going to throw fear in the fire, burn it up, annihilate it, obliterate it, and destroy it, and send it back to where it came from. Because it's time that you stop walking in fear. If you're afraid, do it afraid. You're watching this broadcast, I'm here to help you. I am your mentor, your coach, to help you find the strategies to walking past fear. Don't worry about the fear. Fear is going to always be there, but you don't have the spirit of fear. You got sound love, power, love, and a sound mind. You got the power of God working in you. You've got the love of God working in you, and you have a sound mind to receive and achieve everything that you are called to do in your due season. So don't worry about it. Walk out fear, destroy fear. Say, I may be afraid, but that woman on that television said I don't have to do it afraid. That woman on radio said I can just go ahead and do it afraid. She told me to believe in myself. She told me to find the peace and joy and believe that I can achieve that which I say I can. And you can, I promise you, you can do it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of The Exchange. This is Dr. Jacquie Hadnot, and I'd like to share with you some exciting news. I am set to release the third volume in the Woman of Worth series, entitled A Woman of Worth Dressed to Heal. You remember, A Woman of Worth, Loving the Skin I'm In, A Woman of Worth, From Victim to Victor, and now A Woman of Worth Dressed to Heal. In it, we're going to talk about the foundations of a woman dressed to heal, the characteristics of a woman dressed to heal, and what it takes for a woman to be dressed to heal a nation. Because I firmly believe that when a woman is dressed to heal, she is in position, she is postured to heal a nation. Get your copy today of A Woman of Worth Dressed to Heal, Amazon.com and JackieHadnot.com. Okay, we're back with more of The Exchange. And what is your vision to birth out your vision? And we're on question number 8. Will you trust God when He calls you to do the foolish things to birth your dream? I said on the other show, He may tell you to open up a lemonade stand. Hey, do it. He may call you to go out and sell tickets and hold a concert or a fundraiser. Do it. Again, He may tell you to go out to Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or one of those sites and get some people to believe in your vision. Do it. Hold a meeting with some friends and sit them at a table over lunch. Fix it at your home. Don't waste the money going out to dinner. Fix it at home so you can put that money into the vision. Sit them around the table and say, here's my vision. I have it on paper. It is right here. Here's my vision. I've got it written on paper, and I want to share it with you, because God has led me to call you all together to help me birth out the vision. And this is what I need, and this is what I'm called to do, and I need your help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to say, I need your help. Because people will grab hold to the vision. If it's a sound vision, if God has called them to the vision, they'll grab hold to the vision, and they'll run with it with you. Anybody that's opposed to your vision, put them off the table. They don't need to be at the table. But those people that have called, that God has called according to the purpose He's given you, they'll grab hold to the vision. And man and woman of God, you won't have to struggle like you think you're going to struggle. All you have to do is be in alignment for the assignment and the advancement that God has for you. Next, are you willing to sacrifice 1 hour a day to write your vision? Let me say that again. Are you willing to sacrifice 1 hour a day to birth out your vision? Are you willing? Are you willing to stay up an extra hour at night and write this vision down? Write this, because what you're writing is a summary of the vision. You're writing out a business plan. You're writing out a business summary so that he who reads it can run with it. You don't know what God has for you in your vision. You don't know what He has in your due season. You don't even know how He's going to do it until you begin to write it out. He's going to give you the first step. And the first step is write it down and make it plain. Write it down and go for it. Write it down and trust and believe. write it down, and stand and achieve. Write it down so that you can teach this vision to the people sitting around your table, to people in your family, maybe a banker. We don't know. God may send you to a bank with all kinds of favor. But all you have to do, because check this out. When you have put that money in a savings account or an interest-bearing account, you can then take that money and make that money work for you by let's say you saved up $5,000 for your vision, just a number. You take that $5,000, put it in a CD, go to your bank and say, I need to borrow $5,000. And they'll say, well, what is your collateral? And you hand them your certificate of deposit and say, here's my CD or here's my savings account. Here's my money market account. I'm going to use this as collateral, and that their money work for you while your money is still earning interest. Simple as that. You can do it. Provision for the vision. Being willing to write it down to sacrifice. He's still going to know how you're going to use the money because you're still using their money in lieu of your money. So all you have to do is write that vision down, make it plain, and he that reads it will run with it. The banker will run with it. The financial institution can run with it because you were running with it. You had enough tenacity to go and say, I saved up $5,000. Now I need to borrow $5,000. I need to borrow 10. But here's $5,000 in collateral. Whatever it is. You may need to lease equipment. You've still got something to work with. All you have to do is write the vision and make it plain. Let's say you're going to start a not-for-profit organization. Like I said, the homeless shelter, whatever it is, the women's shelter, the battered shelter, the children's shelter, whatever you're going to start, then you need a 501c3. And that's a whole other issue. But you already have the vision written down. You already have the vision plain, so the person that writes the 501c3, what they basically do will transfer it from your written vision to the 501c3 application. And if you've got that information detailed enough, you can fill that application out yourself, get that 501c3, and then everything you do is not for profit. People can then donate to it because you're now a charity helping others. And so they can donate to it, they can give in-kind products to it. They may give the beds, they may give the tables, they may give whatever it is. You are now in a position where you can go and ask people, because here's my 501c3, here's my sales tax exemption. So now you don't have to pay sales taxes. Look at God working in your life. Look at God working on your behalf to show you how to do the thing that you didn't think was possible. And all you had to do is watch this broadcast. Ha! Ain't God good to us? I tell you, God is amazing. Number 10, are you willing to save money to birth out this vision? Again, savings account, money market account, certificate of deposit account. All you have to do is sacrifice and show me. For instance, I help you with it and I say, okay, well, I'm ready to help you and here we go. What did you put into it? Where's your vested interest financially? Well, I don't have any money. Well, that's a poor excuse because you could put $5 or $10 a week away and show someone that's interested in helping you that you're vested in this vision too. Don't just have a vision and not be ready to put the rubber to the road, baby. You've got to put the rubber to the road by investing in yourself. If I believe in you, you believe in you. If you believe in you, others will believe in you. I believe in you enough to do this show. I believe enough to give you all this information. So now that you have all of this information, here's what I want to do next. We have got 3 scholarships that we're going to give away this year. Remember on that last episode I told you about the scholarships that we've taken down to Topeka, we took them to Wichita, we took them to Hayti, we did them in Kansas City. I mean, we've done scholarships some everywhere, really. But here's what I want to do. I want you to take everything that you have wrote down pertaining to these 10 questions, put them in a readable format, type them out. I hate reading handwritten stuff. Type them out. And I want you to submit them to us because we're going to give 3 scholarships to whatever viewers are submitting their vision. I want you to write it down, and I'm going to put the address at the bottom of the screen. So if you're interested in writing a book, put that down in the 10 questions and make it a summary. On the front page, put your name, business summary for whatever the vision's name is. So make sure you have that cover page. And I want you to write me a letter and tell me why you think your vision should receive this scholarship. And I want you to take all of those 10 questions, write them out in great detail. Tell us what it's going to cost, because what we're going to do is act as a consultant to help you birth out the vision. If it's writing a book, we may become your publisher. You don't know. If it's a music CD, we may become your producer. We don't know. Oh, because I don't know what visions you have, but I know one thing: you got a vision. I know one thing: you need somebody to help you, and that's why the Lord led me to do these shows for these 2 weeks. So write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it very clear on the tables of your heart, and put it on paper. And here's the address is at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be Igniting the Fire Media Group, P.O. Box 25894, Overland Park, Kansas 66213. And be sure to include this broadcast, the Exchange, on it. Put it in your cover letter. Everything that you need in this season, God's got it for you. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this. All right, we're back with more of the Exchange, and our time is about up. But I pray that you will catch hold to your vision. I pray that you have thought about your vision and you believe in your vision. Because if you don't believe in it, no one else will. And it's time that you believe in what you have been called to do before the foundation of the world. And as I said before we got ready to close, it's time to birth the vision. And we're here to help you birth out the vision. We're going to offer these 3 scholarships for the people that write in to Igniting the Fire Media Group. Tell us why we should help you birth out your vision, because I'm going to be your coach. Tell me why that vision needs to be a part of this world. Tell us why it's going to be a blessing to the world. Tell us why it's going to help bless so many people. Tell me why it's going to help some folks. Tell me why we can help you, and tell us how we can help you. Take those 10 questions, eat on them, live on them, breathe on them, live through them, because this is the season for what God has called you to do. This is your season. Now you've got somebody willing to help you. Take advantage of the help. Don't be fearful, don't be prideful, and don't be slowful, because remember, everyone watching has an opportunity to receive this blessing. And I call it a blessing because who else is going to give you what we're giving you for free? Who's going to help you birth out your vision for free? Who's done it for 28 years? I'm going to do it for free just because I want to, because I've been mandated to help others birth out what God has birthed out through me. Now you be blessed of the Lord. I'm going to put that information at the end of the screen again. And remember, it is time to birth out your dream. You be blessed of the Lord, and I'll be with you again next week right here on Ion Television for more of the Exchange.